Hello everyone, happy Friday! Yay! It's almost time for the weekend. Now in our Bible yesterday we started reading the story The Good Samaritan. Now remember there was a man, he was walking on the road and people came and stole all his stuff and they hurt him. And they just left him there lying on the road all hurt. And then one man walked past, he saw the man lying on the road, and he crossed the road and carried on walking. He didn't help. And another man did the same thing. Nobody wanted to help this man who had been hurt. So, let's see what happened to the man on the road. The next person to come along was a Samaritan. The Samaritans are not friends of the Jews, but when this traveler saw this man lying by the side of the road, hurt and injured and can't move, his heart was filled with sadness. He carefully washed and bandaged the man's wounds, his sores, before taking him on his donkey to an inn, where he gave the innkeeper money to look after the man until he was well. Jesus looked at the man who had asked him the question of how we love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And he asked who this man thought has been a good neighbor to the injured man. The man said, "The one that was a good neighbor was the one who was a kind man and kind to him and helped him." Then Jesus told him, "Then go and be just like the Good Samaritan." So this story is teaching us that we need to help people, even if you don't know them. Maybe they've dropped something or you need to help your teachers. We need to help each other. Okay, let's put our hands together, eyes closed. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for the beautiful day. Thank you for my friends and my family. Please help me to be kind and to be a good neighbor. Please keep me safe from all harm. We love you, Lord Jesus. Amen. Let's do our weather chart. Now today, all of a sudden, it's getting colder and colder. But the sun is still out, so I'm hoping that later, when the sun is out for a long time, it will warm us up. But for now, we're going to say that our weather is cold and sunny. Today is not Thursday. What day is it today? It's Friday! It's the end of our school week. So it's Friday. And what do you think comes next? If yesterday was 2 of July, the 2nd, good job, the 2nd of July, then what's today? Can you remember the special word for number 3? 3rd, good job. So today is the 3rd of, July. It's still July and it's still winter. Let's read it together. Our weather for today is cold and sunny. Today is Friday, the 3rd of July. The season is winter. So it's Friday, and this whole week we've been talking about what? Transport. Well done. Can we say all the different kinds of transport we've got? We've got land transport, water transport, air transport, and what's the last one? Space transport. Yay! Well done. So this week we've talked about land transport like cars and buses and trains. We talked about water transport like submarines and boats and ships. Yesterday we talked all about air transport. And that was helicopters and aeroplanes. And what was that funny looking balloon one called? A Zeppelin. Well done. So we talked about the Zeppelin for air transport. Now remember I told you we were going to talk about air transport's friend. Do you think Andy Arrow can help us with this one? Come. Let's see what we are going to talk about. And there's Andy, and what's he pointing to? To a rocket ship. That's right. So then today we're talking about space transport. That's right. Now, some people might say, but teacher, a rocket goes up in the air. And that's true, it does. And that's why I say that space transport and the rocket transport is the air transport's friend. Because when a rocket ship goes up into space, it first goes into the air and then it leaves the air and it goes into outer space. It's no longer here on Earth with us. It's not in our air. It's not, the aeroplanes can't get where the rocket ships go. So that's why it goes from the air into space. Far, far away. But now that's really, really difficult. Do you think just an aeroplane goes and into space? No, and I'm going to show you quickly here on this picture. Okay, so this over here is a rocket ship that is taking off. So it's on the land now and it's going up into space. Okay, now you can see there's that big orange thing. Okay, then on the big orange thing, it looks almost like an aeroplane. Hey, now this thing is not the space rocket. It's not the rocket. This is called a shuttle. Can you say that? Shuttle. Or it's got another name. It's called an orbiter. Can you say that? Whew, that's hard. Orbiter. Okay. Then these white bits on the side, they look like tubes. Those are rocket boosters. Rocket boosters. Wow. So those are what's going to push the rocket off the land and get it high into the sky. But now it's very, very difficult because this is big. It's not small like a car. It's very, very, very big. So it needs lots and lots of petrol or fuel that's going to make the fire, that's going to push the rocket out into space. Okay. But what happens when the petrol or the fuel is finished? I'll tell you what happens. So first, in these little white towers, there's lots of petrol. And that petrol they use to get them up into the sky because it's heavy. So they have to get up into the sky. And then when they empty, this is even before they get into space, these two rocket boosters fall off. And where do they go? They fall off and they fall into the ocean. And what kind of transport can they use to go rescue it? They can use a helicopter, but I think they're a bit heavy for a helicopter. Or they've got special ships and boats that will go and collect the rocket boosters. Then also in the orange one is also petrol. But this petrol is then used to get them out of the air and into space. And slowly, it looks almost like it's breaking, because as they use all the petrol, it breaks off. And then eventually, all that's left is the space shuttle. And that then floats around in space, and it goes where it needs to go. Now, space shuttles often have a special place to go. Like an aeroplane must go to an airport, or a boat must go to a harbor. A shuttle needs to go to the space station. Can you say that? Space station. Now, in this shuttle, it looks big, hey? And it is. But it can't take lots of people. Sometimes it only takes 2. Or maybe it'll take 4. But it doesn't take lots of people. And that's because inside the shuttle, they also need to put all their food and everything they're going to need when they're living out in space. Wow! Sure, they fit all that stuff in this little shuttle. Wow! So where does this shuttle go? It goes to the space station. Now, a captain drives a ship or a boat, and a pilot drives a aeroplane. So what do you think? Who drives this? Who drives a shuttle and a rocket? A astronaut. Very good. So who wants to be an astronaut? Sounds like fun, hey, to go out into space. So then, they're in here. But now it doesn't have a steering wheel. It's got lots and lots of buttons and like tablet screens. And it's lots and lots of technology. There's lots of stuff that they have to do in this rocket ship so that it can go to the space station or even to the moon. Sure? And that it can get back again with the astronauts to bring them home. Wow! Now they also have, it almost looks like little cars. But you can't drive them. Okay? That go to Mars. Now Mars is out there in space, but people can't go there because it's not nice and it's going to make people very, very sick. So they send this special robot, and it looks like a little car. It's called the Mars Rover. Can you say that? Mars Rover. I'll show you a picture just now. And this Mars Rover just drives all over Mars, and it finds out all new things about Mars. Then they do have, it looks like a little car, like a little golf cart that they can use on the moon. They don't always go to the moon because it's more important to go to the space station where they can do experiments and they can look at Earth, and it's lots and lots of work to go to the space station to find out new things. So it is transport. It helps people to get from Earth, from here, all the way out into space. Wow, that's amazing, hey? That they can take this huge thing and get all the way out into space. Now, do you know what as well? This year, there was a real rocket when we were all staying safe at home. There was a rocket in America that went to space. It took 2 people. They got in their rocket with their spacesuits, and the rocket took them to the space station, the International space station, and I will send Mommy and Daddy a video of when it took off. It looks really, really cool. So yeah, that's what we learned about today, is how we can take a rocket that looks almost like an aeroplane. Hey, looks almost like the aeroplane next to it. That can take them from here all the way into space. Our story today is called Ready Teddy's Big Adventure. So let's see what adventure Ready Teddy is going to go on. Once upon a time there was a teddy bear who loved to dress up. In the road where he lived was a costume shop, so Teddy could borrow a different set of clothes every day. Sometimes he would be a cowboy or an Indian chief. Another day he would dress as a pirate. And what does a pirate go in? A ship, some water transport. Wow! Or he would dress as a wizard. When Teddy was invited to parties, he would choose an extra special costume. It took him ages to get dressed, and when his friends came around, they would shout, "Are you ready, Teddy?" But Teddy never was. So his friends started to call him Ready Teddy. When Ready Teddy was dressed as a racing driver, there he is. And what kind of transport is that? Land transport. Well done. When Ready Teddy was dressed as a racing driver, he was asked to take part in a race. Then, to Ready Teddy's great surprise, he came first. So if he came first, what number was he? Number 1. He was first. And he even won a prize. "Why do you like dressing up so much, Ready Teddy?" his friends asked him. "Because sometimes I have an adventure," laughed the bear. But even Ready Teddy could not have dreamed of the adventure he would have the day he put on a space suit. Let's see what his adventure was. "I've always wanted to be an astronaut," said Ready Teddy as he looked at himself in the mirror of the costume shop. "I would love to go to the moon." As Ready Teddy walked along the road, a taxi pulled up next to him. There's the taxi, and that's land transport. As Ready Teddy walked along, a taxi pulled up. "Can I take you to the launch pad?" said the driver. So Ready Teddy jumped inside. When the taxi stopped, he could hardly believe his eyes, because there, waiting to be launched, was an enormous silver rocket. Here it is. "I think I'll take a look inside," said Ready Teddy, climbing up the ramp. It's huge. Look how small the car is and how big the rocket is. The door at the very top of the rocket was open, and that was where Ready Teddy's adventure began. Before he knew what was happening, the rocket was launched on its journey through space, with Ready Teddy at the controls. So the spaceship doesn't have a steering wheel. It's got hundreds of buttons and different things you need to push. The controls. At last it landed on the moon, and Reddy Teddy, in his astronaut suit, got out, took a big look around, then went for a ride in a moon buggy. "I'd better hoist a flag just to show I've been here," said Reddy Teddy proudly. And after that, he took a last look around and got back into his rocket. At the end of his long journey, Reddy Teddy splashed down safely into the sea. A boat picked him up and took him to the shore where the taxi was waiting. "Take me back to the costume shop, please," Reddy Teddy told the taxi driver. "I'm going to choose another costume, and maybe I shall have another adventure, just as exciting as going to the moon." Whoa! What a nice story. Now, I quickly want you to look here. There's his rocket ship, but that's how big it was before. So you see, this whole part of the rocket ship falls away, and they don't use it after they're in space. So it falls off and they don't use it. And all that they use is the little bit here at the top. See, that's what they use. That's where they sit and everything. There we go. I hope you enjoyed our story all about the rocket ship. And I'm sure now lots of you want to be astronauts, hey? Well, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed learning all about transport. It was lots and lots of fun learning about all the different transports. Can you tell me what they are? Land transport, water transport, air transport, and space transport. Yes, well done. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely weekend, and please stay safe. I miss you.